Happy Friday. You have made it through the whole week. So, hope you are doing well. My name is Michelle. And for the month of June, we are going to do a universal reading on Lenormand cards. And I absolutely have enjoyed doing this. It's like I look forward to it during the day, and I've been coming on at different times of the day so that if you're drawn to this video, it's for you. So, stay tuned. So, let's go ahead and get started. Since I've been doing the month of June to do Lenormand card readings, I thought, you know what? I need to add a little bit substance to the show. So I have added songs. And I have really been learning a lot because what I do is I get my music list and I set the intention, what song do I need to talk about tonight so that we can learn from it. And you know what? It works every time. And it's very interesting. And I really have not looked at lyrics as much as I should. And the song tonight really surprised me. I'm going, I absolutely love that song. I did not know the meaning behind it. And so the song tonight that we have to talk about is Phil Collins' Take Me Home. And I absolutely love Phil Collins. And so I looked at the meaning and I went, really? And the lyrics too? And I went, really? So you never know what the song may have the meaning to. But Take Me Home, what it is, Collins wrote the track from the perspective, okay, from a patient's perspective, confined to a mental institution. And so the patient is yearning for freedom, inner peace, and relief from their delusions on their confinement. And I know I started thinking about this. I thought, okay, how does is this universal? Because not everybody is living in, a patient in a mental institution. And when I was thinking, you can also look at this from the perspective of sometimes we feel like we're defeated and we put a confinement or wall up around us so that we're isolated and that you get frustrated, and the more you get frustrated, that wall gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and that way you don't let anybody in, so you are isolated. So so think about that. Think about, when was the last time I confined myself so that others did not, could not reach me. So you need to break down that wall so you don't feel lonely and you don't have the perspective of somebody that feels locked up. So whenever you listen to the song, meditate and think about, how can I break down my wall so that people know who I truly am? So let's go ahead and start that universal reading and see. Sometimes it ties into the song, which is very interesting. So what I have decided to do tonight is just a general reading. But a lot of Lenormand cards or psychic reading cards or oracle cards will look at your health, we'll look at your spirituality, we'll look at your family, love, interest, relationships, and career and finances. So today we're just going to do a general reading. I'm going to go ahead and change the camera so that you can see the cards in my hand. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them. And okay, so I'm going to do a 5-card reading that's more of a story. It's what I'm really feeling. And I'm not going to be looking at the cards. I'm going to be, because there's different ways that you can read Lenormand cards. And this is the deck that I'll be using. And what I'm doing right now is putting my energy into the deck so we can answer the question. Just whoever's listening to this or watching this video or listening to the video, may everyone receive guidance from their higher self, from their spiritual team, from the guardian angels, or whoever they want to draw in to this guidance. All right. All right. I feel like it's ready. And I do feel like, and whenever you read cards, you always have to look into your intuition to see where you need to go. And I feel like I just need to go from the top and go through. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. So with a story, whenever you're doing Lenormand card storytelling, I'm going to start from this card right here because this is the energy where the story comes from. So for the universal reading, we're going to start here. And so whenever you look at, absolutely love this picture because it's like it brings sunshine, but she is a messenger. She's bringing a message. And the rainbow, lots of colors. So it's going to be, I really feel like it's going to be a very exciting message that you're going to feel intuitively. And then you're going to also get validation from it. So you'll get like a message. You'll be going, where did this message come from? And then somebody will validate, yes, you did receive a message. So, which will anchor you and make you feel very self-confident in what you're going to do or the decisions that you're going to make. And you're going to feel very grounded. So whenever you look next, so once you're feeling grounded, guess what? There's going to be a transition that's going to happen. And this transition is actually going to be a good one, okay? But you're still anchored. You still feel grounded so that you can make these decisions whenever you're making this transition. And what I'm really feeling is it's like you're flocking to something that you've always wanted. And it's like it comes and it's like, I'm so excited, but there's some hardships along the way. And you're going, wait a minute, I'm anchored. Why am I having, and I asked for this, I manifested it, and the messenger came to me, but why am I having such a difficult time? And the reason you're having a difficult time is sometimes you react to a situation instead of really thinking things through. So, because sometimes we get a little excited whenever we manifest something and you start the ball rolling and you start moving very quickly without really thinking things through. So that's what you really need. You need to get that masculine energy in there instead of quickly going, and also feel into it. Get your feminine energy as well, but slow down a little bit and take a breath. Then when you do that, when you take a breath, then this will slightly change and you'll be able to see more. In other words, you'll see more what your journey or whatever you're doing is meant to be. It will bring sunshine to you. You'll feel so uplifted because coming from this, and it will kind of scare you a little bit. It's like, wait a minute, I thought things were happening the way that they're supposed to. They are, but sometimes you have to learn lessons before you see the sunshine behind everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do mirroring. So we're going to do these two cards because I really feel pulled to it. So the message that you're going to receive is really going to, and what's going to get you going down the correct pathway, it's going to bring sunshine to you. Okay. You're going to feel really good and it's going to set you on the right pathway. When we look at these two cards, okay, you're anchored, but yet being anchored sometimes will bring in some difficulties. And even though you're anchored, you're going to have to say, you know what, I need to unanchor so that I can figure out what's going on. Now this card is in the middle, and it also brings in the energy of the cards. And so when you're looking at this with the transition and the message is what really begins with this message. So I hope this makes sense to you, and I hope it resonated with you. Because since it's universal, sometimes you're going, what? I don't know. But just look at it and see where it resonates with you in your life, because it is a general reading. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you want a free reading, which I was going to do at this time, and you want to get on, you can do that. And while I talk, just let me know you want a reading. And I'm just going to give one free reading. If you miss this show and you're not able to get a reading, I do offer one time a month a group reading for people who really want to be in a group and get a question answered. Oh my goodness. And so if you have a question about a relationship and you want to bring that to the meeting, you can absolutely do that. This month I've had to change it, or next month I've had to change it. It was originally scheduled for July 1st, but I'm going to go to a spiritual retreat. And so I have moved it to the next Wednesday on July 8th. So if you have registered for this class, I will send out an email to let you know I have changed it. Okay. So hopefully I get to see you there. Now, what I really thought about is, the movie Backrooms. Whenever I looked at this Phil Collins song, I thought, you know what? It reminds me of this new show, Backrooms, because people get trapped in a dimension with rooms that just change and go from dimension to dimension. I won't tell too much because it will spoil it. And I thought, you know what? If I actually found this dimension and I wanted to see a room and I was lost, what would it look like? And so I came up with this. I thought, you know what? If I'm going to be lost, I would love to have a room with roses. I would love to have. It's very Victorian. It has books for me to read. It gives me some entertainment. I would probably also want a television, a TV set, or a computer or my cell phone. But think about, what room would you create? One, if it was in a different dimension, and one that you had to find, or if you were lost, which room would you want? What would you want it to look like? And so just think about that, because that may, say something about you. All right. So that is the end of today. So I will be here again tomorrow. Again, it will be the rest of June. So, and if you do decide about the room, please put it in the comments and let me know what type of room you would want to be lost in, or what type of building. Because as a school teacher, a previous school teacher, I would also maybe a school, because that's something I'm very familiar with. Or, I don't, one way or the other, but of course the children wouldn't be there. It'd be very quiet and maybe a little creepy. But anyway, so I hope you have a fabulous Friday. Think about, when you put up those walls, what can you do to take them down so that you don't feel alone and you don't feel like people really can see who you truly are. All right. Thanks so much. And I hope you find all the love possible in your light so that you can shine bright. Thanks so much.